this week. Last fall, he won the CJ Cup at Summit in Las Vegas for his milestone 20th PGA Tour win. Shot that final round 66. Included a back nine eagle, beat Colin Morikawa by a single shot. When you look at his year in review, season in review, as it were, 16 starts, 3 wins, CJ Cup, RBC Canadian Tour Championship. The one runner-up finish was at the Masters. 10 top 10 finishes, just 2 missed cuts on the season. So how about a little fill in the blank? A successful season for Rory McIlroy is what? We start with Paige McKenzie. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm thinking my criteria might be slightly different than Rory because he's made a point of saying that he doesn't necessarily need this, something he wants, but it's something that I would like to see and I think would make a very successful season for Rory, and that is to win at the Masters. This has been the storyline for a long time, but I'm going to break it down a little further. And when I see him playing at the Masters, he can play with freedom sometimes. Kind of when it doesn't matter. And we go back to last year where he holds out from the bunker and he calls it one of the happiest moments he's ever had on the golf course. And you could see him play with freedom when it kind of didn't matter. And the other point I would make is that this was a similar story at the Open. He played so incredibly well. I felt like it was within his grasp to win another major championship, but the putting was so tentative coming down the stretch. There were so many times where he wasn't getting to the hole. I have hope, though, you guys, moving forward to this year, given what we saw at the Tour Championship, where I felt like he did play with freedom. He putted with freedom. He was getting the ball to the hole coming down the stretch when he needed to. So I have hope that this will happen for him, that it will be a successful season, and it will be capped off with a career Grand Slam.
Woo, that's narrow, high standards, tough from Paige McKenzie. How would you fill in this blank?
I think that's the dream season, if it happens with the victory at Augusta National. It's hard to define success for somebody who had the season that Rory McIlroy just had, because that wasn't exactly a failure. You know, he won the 3 times. He earned almost $27 million on the golf course. That's a spectacular failure that we could all do with Damon. But to me, winning any major would constitute a success for Rory, just to end that storyline that's constantly hovering over him, this idea that somehow his career has been stalled for 8 years, when you look at what he's actually accomplished in that 8 years, it's not as though he's been floating on a cloud somewhere doing nothing. To me, that's the micro version of what success constitutes for him. In the macro sense, I think it's seeing all of these tour changes take root, because he's kind of driven that narrative forward. Now Tiger's on board doing the same thing. And frankly, I think what makes that happen, it's out of his hands. What he needs is for other players to take an interest, because a lot of guys haven't done anything except complain that nothing's happening and wait for a menu to be served to them that they can then turn their noses up at. And I think it requires buy-in from a lot of players to say, this is the direction we're going to work with this, instead of guys like Rory McIlroy or Tiger or JT having to be salesmen for this. These guys need to buy in a little more.
He had a lot on his plate, but it seemed like he handled it with aplomb. But I'm not going to say success is only to be the Masters tournament. I can't say success will be judged on 4 days, but I can say success will be judged on 4 weeks. That is winning a major championship for someone who has 17 top 10 finishes in majors since his last victory. I just don't think that it's possible to be able to look at Rory McIlroy at this point in his career and say, you know, well, he's a great spokesman and he's won 3 FedEx Cup titles. But without that major championship, which he made look so easy, winning the first one by 8 and the second one by 8, he needs to have this be a part of the conversation now, is that he restarts the clock on winning major championships. He's handled everything else with aplomb. He's handled the live thing beautifully. He's become a spokesman, a businessman, highly successful, thoughtful, interest outside of golf. But I think success going forward now, after having more FedEx Cups than anybody, is to start the major championship clock again.
I'm curious what you think on this page, because it's got to be a burden for Rory McIlroy and some other players. We even just talked to Keegan Bradley about the pace he set early in his career. And it's not just that you're judged against the player that you were in that narrow window, but it's your own expectation at a certain point that this is the standard you meet all the time. Do you think it's an unfair burden to put on Rory McIlroy, that this is what you need to be doing season in, season out?
No, I don't. Strictly because I think every athlete understands the word potential and what that means. And in a hot streak is truly your potential. So even if it's one good round, even if it's one good tournament, that's what you forever believe is inside you. And the fact that he has posted such an incredible record early in his career and goes on these stretches and can win by 8 shots in a major championship, that's the potential that we have all seen and that he knows exists. So I don't think it's an unfair burden. I think it's actually the carrot that keeps players going. I think it's a necessary part of being an athlete is to know and to have the belief that you will get there again.
Yeah, I think that Masters, close call must have felt like jet fuel, whereas the close call at St. Andrews had to feel like a gut punch.
Yeah, and I think Southern Hills felt like a little bit of a gut punch for him as well, because the winning score turned out to be 5 under par on Sunday evening. Rory was 6 under par before lunchtime on Thursday, and then just kind of hit a stall button and went reverse. I think that burned him. You saw a little of that fire at Brookline in the US Open, where he played pretty decently but didn't quite get it going. And then St. Andrews, that one's going to hurt.
Yeah.